What's up, everyone? This is Matthew from the Mindbliss podcast, and in this video we will be discussing taking Mindbliss full-time, and I'll be answering 3 questions most entrepreneurs have when in regards to a startup as an entrepreneur. So I want to go through 3 basic questions today in this video. I want to go through primary motivation, that has to do with the why in this whole journey. I want to go through how I take care of myself throughout this whole journey. And I want to go through the last question, which is what exactly are you trying to do with Mindbliss? So I want to explain my current mindset based on a quote from Franz Kafka. He says, and I quote, "I cannot make you understand. I cannot make anyone understand what's happening inside of me. I cannot even explain it to myself." And that's the current mindset I think I have right now. So let's start with the first question, primary motivation, why? The main reason is to raise my son. I can organize my days around his schedule and I can be more available for him. Now, since my last video, I've experienced drastic change. My sister finally moved out, and now she's not really there as much to assist my mom with certain day-to-day activities. So I wanted to mitigate my mom's responsibilities and help raise my son with her full-time, every day. To fulfill my journey to entrepreneurship, that's my temperament. That's based on my character. I started a DJ company 10 years ago, and I learned so much. First, I had a wonderful experience. Music did a lot for me, and I'm definitely humbled to even be able to entertain people on a day-to-day basis for the last 10 years. And in that brought me great experience when it came to entrepreneurship from a young age as well. Being a full-time entrepreneur puts me in a state of nirvana. I'm happy when I'm able to construct my day on a continuous day-to-day basis. And with that comes responsibility. Being able to take care of my family and myself based on it is truly remarkable, and that's the goal for Mindbliss. And I want to emphasize on self-development and personal development. I'm focused on those things, vigorously. I've taken 100% responsibility along this journey. So whatever the outcome is, whether it's a success, and Mindbliss is a $100 million company, which we hope so, or it's a failure, I have taken responsibility today of the outcome. So either way it goes, I'm ready to rock with it. I've taken 100% responsibility of my education as well. It's not up to the system or the teachers or college or university or any institution. It's not their responsibility for my education. It's my responsibility, and I have to wear the big pants, and I have to take accountability and responsibility towards that. And that's what I've been doing for the past, I would say, 2 years. I've compartmentalized my current education into these subjects. So I'm currently reading the Bible. I'm currently into Stoicism, philosophy, American history, Canadian history, politics, human behavior, human psychology, money and investment, business, and also many other topics. Now I want to explicate the fact that I have nothing but great things to say about my previous job. Most people I see on the internet, they vilify their previous and current occupation, sorry. I've seen countless amount of content demonizing the 9 to 5, and I understand. On the contrary, I want to give my previous job merit, as they have taught me so much about business. They have taught me what to do and what not to do, and that's very important. The logistics as well is also important, and I've learned so much from a big business point of view, right? Because we want Mindbliss to be a big business, right? We don't want it to be a small business. Currently, it is a small business, but the goal is to turn it into a big business where we have employees and we have a company, an actual company that we're running. Most importantly, I would say, I met some great people along my way when it comes to my previous job. A lot of them are in the room right now. I met Omar, who's my camera guy. I met him through work, and he's been my camera guy from day one. I've met Akil through work, and he is my audio guy. And I met Lenny, who doesn't do anything. He's the backup extra if we need backup extra. But either way, he's one of my best friends, and I've met all of them through my previous job. So there's value in every job. It doesn't matter if it's a minimum wage job or it's a $100 million job. For the simple fact that we're able to communicate with different people from all different areas, all different entities, all different race, and we're able to construct this team together. And this is my 4th or 5th video, and they've been with me right along the way. So I want to personally thank them in this video for the continued support. Having a job, my primitive belief actually is to, even before making this move, was to save as much money in order to protect myself. Save as much money as I can. And a lot of people I see downplay their jobs from a very myopic standpoint. Having a job is a wonderful thing, especially in these times of serious uncertainty. Having a job is a wonderful thing. To become a linchpin in your organization, I would recommend, is the goal for anybody who has a 9-to-5. Become valuable. Become the go-to person. Be the person at work who has all the answers. And if you don't have the answers, you know where to get the answers. Be that type of person where when crisis hits and when they're laying off people, they don't want to lay you off because you possess so much inner value to the job. You make the job look good. You make the job look pretty. And you devote yourself into that job. That is what defines a linchpin. The conundrum that I find myself when I was in my 9-to-5 is I kept on settling more and more every day. This novelty, this Mindbliss, this new character that you see developing in front of your eyes was always in me. The ability to motivate and not manipulate. And by creating a platform called Mindbliss was something beyond my wildest imaginations. I think if we sat down 3-4 years ago and you asked me, Matthew, would you be doing a podcast? I'd probably tell you no. But things happen and crisis comes and the waves and the current come into everyone's lives, and I think the wave in my life kind of shifted me into this Mindbliss inspiration, life coach, motivational speaker. And I'm just grateful that I'm able to talk to people, and people actually trust me with their hardships. And if we're able to motivate people and give them some inspiration, that's the common goal for Mindbliss. The good news is that you don't have to have all the answers. The good news is you don't really have to have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. As a full-time entrepreneur now, I can tell you that I don't have all the answers. What I do have is me and my mind and the way how I see the world. And that's the greatest thing that we have, I think, in my opinion. I am taking full responsibility of what I've learned in the 9-to-5, and I'm applying it wholeheartedly into Mindbliss. And I've seen profit already by doing so. I am a first-generation business owner / investor in my family, and I take pride in that. Just one of the biggest challenges that I'm facing is proper usage of time. The utility of time is so underrated in most of our lives, and I'm trying to value every hour, every second, every minute of this precious time that we're here on planet Earth. And to ascertain a well-structured, productive day, I'm still working on that, and hey, maybe that deserves a video on its own. So my next question, the next question I'm going to be covering is, how do I take care of myself with no job? That's the standard question that most people have. If I go for my dream, if I go for that business that I always wanted to start up, how am I able to take care of myself with a family, with responsibilities, with a mortgage, with a car payment, etc., etc. Now, I do have a son, so I'm kind of qualified to talk in this category. The first thing I would recommend people to do is you have to, this is my term for it, revolutionize your mind and your thinking. I had to revolutionize my mind and my thinking. Not just change. And change isn't going to get you there. You have to revolutionize. It's not about information now. It's about transformation. So I had to do that. And by the way, this step is the most significant and the most hardest step throughout your whole process. That step is the hardest. So it's not the bank loan, it's not the money, it's not the customers and the clients, and it's changing the way how you think and the way how you perceive the world. Because there's how you see the world, and then there's the world independent of how you think about the world. So I had to do that. That is the most important thing. If I don't master this one skill, I'm entering a journey filled with futility, complete pointless, and a complete waste of time. I also wanted to make this transition as sleek and as judicious as I can. And to be honest, like I said earlier, I don't have all the answers. This is the second hardest thing I've ever had to do. Mindbliss, with regards to my generation, regards to my family tree, it's a renaissance. It's something completely new. And even though Mindbliss is a startup company, and we don't have, I'm a solopreneur, it's just me alone, and I hire people. Mindbliss at this very moment isn't profitable. So to subsist through all of this is a journey I'm super excited for. Another thing I had to realize, I had to conceptualize, is money and how money works. After avoiding a budget for years, I finally put one to the test. I know I was stubborn, and now I've finally put my stubbornness to the side, and I actually have a budget. So back to the budget. Before Mindbliss went full time, before I even made this journey, one of my goals was to become debt free, and I was able to do that a couple weeks ago. I paid off my last debt a couple of weeks ago. I want to share something with the viewers. As you guys know, I'm heavily influenced by the Bible, and I brought my Proverbs book. I don't know if I can show the camera here. I brought my Proverbs book. This is my Proverbs book. This is a book here that I recommend everybody to read, and it's a book of laws. It's a book of wisdom, prudence. It's a book of finding yourself in this lonely world. And I want to quote one of my favorite passages, and the Bible talks about money a lot. Proverbs 22 verse 7. It says that the rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Now, King Solomon wrote this 2,000 years ago, and the rich is still ruling over the poor. I noticed that every time I had a debt, two components was always present. And anytime you have a debt, two components are always present. There's a payee, which is someone who money is paid to, and there's a payer, a person who pays the money. And I'm going to tell you guys this, I'm going to share this with you guys. 99.9% of the time, when I was facing a transaction, I was the pair. So one of my goals with my money was to position my money from an investment standpoint. My approach to money now is from a vociferous standpoint, and that every dollar that comes out of my pocket must be direct and attended to. I am the witness for every dollar that's spent, whether I get a big client or whether I was working a 9 to 5. I am a witness to that, to every single dollar that comes out of my pocket. So, and obviously I'm not perfect, but I see some improvement along the path. I've gotten extremely better with my money. I also have plans to sit down with a financial advisor in the next couple of weeks, because I don't want to be haphazard with my spending. I want to spend specifically. This, I believe, is also necessary in the times of crisis, quote unquote, what all of us are facing right now. Kevin O'Leary, Shark Tank, Dragon's Den superstar, aka Mr. Wonderful / billionaire. By the way, we need to be teaching our kids to watch these type of programs. Sit down with your kids. I recommend everybody sit down with your kids and watch Shark Tank with your kids and let them understand how business and how money and how investment and how actual dreams are coming true before our eyes. That would be my recommendation. But anyways, he says, and I quote, "Here's how I think of money. Money is like soldiers. I send them out to war every day. I want them to take prisoners and come home so there is more." Now, this is a billionaire that's talking. I think we need to have some type of value to what he's saying. So, the last question, what exactly are you trying to do? Number one, my main thing that I want to be known for is becoming a motivational speaker / public speaker, to provide inspiration in people's lives and not manipulation. Prior to my crisis, life was an enigma. I was just kind of strolling through life with limited understanding. You know, you're in school, you're in elementary school, you're in high school, you're in college, university. No one ever mentioned about a purpose. No one ever mentioned about a vision. You can't learn a vision in a classroom. So nobody, and we can sit here and talk about the school system. That's probably another video. As you guys know, I'm anti-system. I'm anti-school. I'm anti a lot of things that most people are not. But I wanted to become a motivational speaker and a speaking coach to provide inspiration. I had to start questioning my pernicious thoughts during my crisis. I will not be able to surpass my thoughts without getting to the root of my thoughts. Why am I thinking the way I'm thinking? Why do I have so much hatred in my heart? Why am I jealous? Why am I a pessimist? Why am I negative towards certain things? Why? And I needed to get to the root of that type of thinking, because it's a type of thinking that we're all experiencing when we experience that type of thinking. And I want to motivate people to the real you, I would say. It's self-discovery. That's the big thing. This, whatever you want to be in life is already within you. You're not going to get it anywhere else. I guarantee no teacher can give you that. It always must start within. Your real purpose, I want to preach purpose. I want to preach vision. Your real purpose is not what someone told you in a classroom. Because of the seriousness of my crisis, I befriended motivation by force. I think motivation is such an underrated thing, but motivation alone won't get you there. You have to put yourself kind of in a situation sometimes when you have no option, and you have to push out and alleviate all the hardships and bad relationships with friends, and that may include family members too. Number two, I want to become a life coach. I want to help people thrive under this pandemic. I want to join people of all different races, all different sizes. I want to join them along their conquest, to help them overcome their fears, to preach endearment, encouragement, and prosperity. I heard Dr. Wayne Dyer, I'm a huge fan of Dr. Wayne Dyer. I heard him say in one of his audios, sell your love for what you do. You don't really have to sell anybody anything. You sell the love. When you sit here and you look at me, even in this video, you can tell something happened to me, and I'm passionate about this business venture that I'm about to partake. Sell your love for what you do. Sell it. If you love something, truly sell that. Love radiates, and it's contagious. I'm privileged and I'm just privileged to have high intellectual conversations with people. And that's with all different types of life, all different walks of life. It's truly the epicenter of being a life coach for me, is just to have quality conversations with people and just try to get to know people and, see if I can give them value in their lives. And my last point as to what I'm trying to do with Mindbliss, to become a full-time investor, a business person / enthusiast. I love to collaborate with people. I love to create. I love people. To have a holistic approach on people, on the entirety of somebody. I just love hanging around with people and getting to learn different people's personalities and their qualities and their character. Creating projects with people. I like being a part of projects with people. I'm personally trading my money to work for me. I am currently doing research on stocks, TFSAs, ETFs, RRSPs, crypto, Bitcoin, mutual funds, S&P 500s, and also monthly dividends. I have developed a fondness for investing, and I've become studious in this venture. One of my concepts about investing is to go, the key to a highly skilled investor is they're able to seek value. They can tell value. It may not be right now, but they're able to discover value in people and in enterprises and businesses, and they're able to play the long game. I'm a huge fan of playing the long game. They're able to play the long game, and they're able to profit big time. And that's one of the concepts. That in my opinion is what investing is all about. The capacity to discern value in business and in people that no one else can see. Jim Rohn, one of my biggest influencers, American entrepreneur, author, and motivational speaker, he said, and I quote, "Wealthy people invest first and spend what's left. Broke people spend first and invest what's left." Here's my last thought with you guys. It is imperative to discover your leadership now in the midst of crisis. Lucius Antonius Seneca, one of my favorite guys, he said, and I quote, "Throw me in the wolves and I will return leading the pack." Keynote that you guys need to understand is when you attempt to conquer the wolves, it is impossible not to get scarred. These wounds can come from family, they can come from contemporaries, subordinates, all different types of people. So what we need to do, and what I need to do, because I always start with self first, is develop the impetus of self-discovery, self-motivation, self-awareness, self-help. You notice everything that I say and I preach always comes back to self. That's accountability. That's responsibility. It is essential whatever that word means nowadays, essential, that whatever problem or crisis that you're going through, the first thing you need to do is look at yourself. I think it's fair to conclude that you cannot trust the government or the system to accomplish your dream. We live in a very precarious time, so I would encourage myself first and anyone who's watching this video that it is time to converge with your dreams and your thoughts. Sit down and bring fervor to your mind. In any situation, we can establish fluidity in our business, our family, and ourselves. When you return leading the pack, you gain influence. And now you're able to impact your generation, you're able to impact your community, and you're able to impact the world. Guys, for watching this video, please link, share, comment, and subscribe. Also follow me on IG at Mindbliss with 3 S's. Don't forget. If you have any questions or you need any words of encouragement, please do not hesitate to hit me up on the DM. I'm looking forward to meeting you, and until next video, stay safe.